Let's talk about the idea of the mean value theorem for integrals. If f is continuous on a to b, then there exists c in a to b such that f of c is equal to 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of f of x dx. Well, we know that this is the average. So what we're saying is that there's a value of c that's in this interval from a to b such that f of c is equal to the average of the integral over that entire interval. Now, the mean value theorem is what's known as an existence theorem. It proves, or it states, that that value c exists, but does not tell you how to find it. It's up to you to figure that one out. It's simply an existence theorem. So, let's take a look at a quick example here. I want to find c such that f of c is equal to, this is just saying the average, giving f of x equals pi over 4 times sine x on the interval from 0 to pi. Well, what I want to do is take a look at the integral from 0 to pi of this function, and I'm going to pull that pi over 4 out of here. Pi over 4 times sine of x dx, but I need the average of this. Now this interval from 0 to pi, that means the average would be multiplying this by 1 over pi, which in this case is kind of nice because the pi's cancel out and I end up with nothing but 1/4 out front. So now I can integrate this. This would be 1/4. I'm going to make that a negative because it's a negative cosine, so I just pulled the negative out. So negative 1/4 cosine of x evaluated from 0 to pi. Well, that's going to be a negative 1/4 times cosine of pi is negative 1 minus cosine of 0 is 1. So this is a negative 2, but I have a double negative, so 2 over 4, that's simply equal to 1/2. So I know the average of this function on this interval equals 1/2. So what the mean value theorem says is that there's a value of c between 0 and pi such that f of c is actually equal to the average, 1/2. Okay, so what that means is now I need to solve pi over 4 sine of x is equal to 1/2. I have to figure out what value of x will do that. Well, all we got to do is solve for x. That implies that 4 over pi, oops, I should probably write that sine x first. Sine x is equal to 4 over pi times 1/2. So these twos are going to cancel. That means that sine of x is equal to 2 over pi. Now, obviously, this is not a common angle, so I can't say, oh, well, gosh, that must be root 2 over 2, or x must be pi over 4, or something like that. This is not a common angle. So what I need is inverse sine, which I'm going to write as arc sine. That means that x is actually going to be equal to arc sine, which is the inverse function for sine, of 2 over pi. Now, this right here is the exact answer. Now, if you put arc sine into your calculator or into Maple or some other computer program, you will find that this is approximately equal to 0.6901. On your calculator, if you use like a TI-83 or 84, you will see sine negative 1. That negative 1 is actually meaning the inverse function. And make sure that you're in radians, not degrees. This is kind of important here. So if you put hit sine inverse and you make sure your calculator is in fact in radians, and then put in 2 divided by pi, this is what you're going to get. Or in Maple, simply type arc sine parentheses 2 divided by pi, and Maple is already in radians. You have to tell it, you have to actually make a conversion to get to degrees, and that's going to give you this same answer within rounding.